Hey everybody, it's your old pal Chuck, and this is a review of a figure that you might not have seen as soon as you are. This is Transformers Siege Voyager class Megatron. I got this figure off of Amazon. It's available now with Optimus Prime, as well as the Wave 2 Voyagers, Starscream, and Soundwave. Now, why did I get this figure? I have a rule. If I miss out on getting the first reviews up of a figure, I will not spend money on them. Usually, I would wait until they show up on Amazon and I can get them for gift cards. And what usually ends up happening is newer figures come in sooner, things get pushed back, and I either miss out on getting the figure entirely or I get it much later on, but at a much reduced price. That was basically what was going to happen with Megatron and Optimus Prime. I actually had them right away. I bought them off of eBay. But once I saw that I missed out on the reviews, I used them as trade fodder to get the Deluxes, Battle Masters, and Micro Masters to review first. Hasbro at Toy Fair revealed that on their Hasbro Pulse site, they would have a Arctic G2 version of Megatron to review. I immediately jumped on the figure because it was in stock and available now. And I immediately went to eBay to order this guy for the comparison, thinking I would get the review up lickety-split. Well, unfortunately, it took a little longer for me to get the figure, and I missed out on the first review. I don't know if it was somebody who actually got it from Hasbro Pulse or was able to get the figure overseas. So I then turned around and just returned the figure to Hasbro Pulse, but I figured I'd hold on to Megatron since I kind of wanted him anyway, and it's a cool figure. We're starting off in tank mode. Tank mode, the barrel can rotate, and that's about it. Cannot go up and down. And he does roll nicely on the treads. There is some fun stuff we can do with the weapons, but that's really more about robot mode. Turning around here, you can see more of that weathered battle damage type of stuff. I notice on the Voyagers, it's much more prevalent than on the Deluxes. Say what you will. But it does look nice. This is a cool looking tank mode. It's an H tank. I think I kind of prefer the Leader Combiner Wars version, which is a much more traditional tank, but this is a Cybertronian type of look, so there you go. We'll pause now, and we'll get into the transformation. Okay, start the transformation from tank mode to robot mode, and I should mention it is a little bit fiddly. What you want to do is pull the front part of the tank barrel off. It will slide right out. We'll get into what this does in a little bit when we look at his weapons. So there's about that. Next, what you want to do is come underneath the tank, unpeg the legs from the side here. There are tabs on his Megatron's waist that peg into slots on the inside of the leg. Fold these panels out. That will free up the transformation. And basically what you're going to do is rotate the leg at the upper calf joint down. At the same time, you're rotating it out on that hinge there at the knee joint. Then go ahead, straighten the leg out, close up that panel, bring it down, and we'll get to the feet in a moment. Repeat the same thing here on this side. You want to make sure you don't rotate the hip joint, which you can do. It actually goes both ways, and it is kind of tricky not to. I think these leg transformation could have been done a little bit better. Rotate it out, close that panel up, and bring the leg down. Rotate it around here at the hips. And then for the feet, you're going to bring them forward. They will soft friction into place and bring the heels out. Now there is ankle pivot. It kind of snaps into place, but it is there. Well, and also, just so you know, as you've probably heard from other reviewers who did this figure much sooner, the feet do have a tendency to slip off the post that they're on. Coming up to the top of the figure, you want to separate the arms, the treads slightly to bring up that back section. And then what you're going to do is bring that whole, grab from here and bring that gray section up, which will, and then just fold this. Leave that flat out. That will bring up the head from its spot. Bring it forward slightly. Separate the arms. Get them out of the way. And, oh boy. What you can do then is, once you have this really cleared out, see how high up I have that head section? Come around here, and you will fold the treads in, and they will peg down onto that gray panel. Continue to fold the arms out, snap them into place, bring the backpack down. That will just friction down and tab into place there on the back. Adjust Megatron's head accordingly. Flip back these little nub sections. That will actually reveal his G1-ish style, original G1 style trigger guards. Rotate his fusion cannon down. Flip out the fists. They are on an angle. Bend the elbows slightly. And there you have Megatron in its robot mode. Like I said, that the upper torso transformation is a bit fiddly, but you do get a very nice looking robot, very indicative of the original G1 design. I really like the size of the fusion cannon and how they worked it in. Kind of bring that forward a little so he's not leaning back. The treads, not that bad. This is basically what Megatron would have been in G1 if they used a new model. I don't think they would have designed him as a gun. But you do see more of that battle weathering and what have you. I feel like the feet are a little off, but whatever. Oh, he's starting to lean back. So we'll take a pause right now, and I'll give you a closer look at his weapons and what you can do with them. Okay, so here's the spear from, or I should say the front of the barrel from the tank mode, and here's his fusion cannon. It just pegs into his arm. There's a short peg and a longer peg. The longer peg goes in since the short peg is just used for combining. You can do something like this, where it's a like a longer blaster of sorts, sort of you're just taking the tank barrel off. Let me just actually have it. Well, there we go. Where you have the tank barrel off and figure out how to use it. You can take this piece, separate it there at the tip, bring it around. There are tabs that will fit into the side of the barrel, and then this will peg together here at the top, and it becomes a sword for Megatron. Or you can peg it back in, and it's a bit of like a spear or something. The instructions give all these weapons like really weird, odd names and stuff like that. But, that is, one option you have. So now what I usually like to do is, and this does look like the sword that the original G1 toy in Japan came with. I don't think the sword was included in the United States, but I like to separate them and then rotate the actual blades around. You can do this. Up and around like so. Maybe go crazy. Bring them so the tips are pointing down. Oh, actually, no, you know what? That doesn't work because then the barrel can't sit flush. And if you notice there, the gray bits can slide out on that mushroom cap. But this is like a little claw thing for Megatron. I like to use, I just stick it on his arm, which I'll show you when we get back to the figure and I give you my final thoughts. So here's Megatron, as I usually have him, with that sword weapon as a claw and the fusion cannon. Of course, there are the little blast effect ports all over him. And there's the holes for the 5mm port holes to put all the different target masters and weaponizer bits on. So you can really go to town with Megatron if you so desire. I think this is a great figure. I don't think it's my favorite Voyager, but then again, it was the first Voyager. The only other one I have is Starscream, so I don't have a lot of room for comparison. But, you know, it's okay, and it's a great-looking, modernized G1 style Megatron. So, for a lot of you, this might be a great way to have like a Neo G1 style look to your shelf. I know that there's the weaponizer Brunt is coming, so I'm sure it'll be great to slap things on him and really deck him out. I did hear a rumor that there was a 35th anniversary edition coming that will basically remove all this battle damage and give him a more animation look. So you might be on the lookout for that. As I said in the beginning, I got this figure off of Amazon, and that's where it's available now, as well as other brick and mortar and online retailers. This is your old pal Chuck for Megatron. We will see you next time.